let us discuss about the equations of motion under the topic motion in science class 9. Let us consider a body moving from A, starting from A and reaches B. Let me say this is the initial velocity, this is the final velocity. When it starts, probably u is equal to 0 because it is starting, and it reaches a maximum velocity, so there will be some final velocity here. Take down final velocity. So what is the difference in the velocity? Initially it was 0 and this is final. So difference in velocity is v minus u, and it has taken place in t seconds. This is known as acceleration. It means rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. So acceleration is nothing but A stands for acceleration, v final velocity, u initial velocity. T time. Therefore acceleration is equal to, what is that? V minus u divided by t. We can rearrange this equation, bring this t to the LHS, so it becomes AT, v minus u, and you can bring u on the left hand side, so plus u plus AT is equal to u. It means v is equal to u plus AT. This is one of the important equations of motion. Let us consider this graph, velocity time graph. This is t, x-axis, this is y-axis, and that represents the velocity. So when I say velocity, for example, this is the 0, the origin. So initially the velocity is u, and after t seconds the body reaches here some velocity. Okay, in t seconds, let me calculate in t seconds. So what could be the position now? Okay, so here let me call A position. It travels to D, and you can extrapolate like this. So this is B. Okay, now you can extrapolate like this, and you know very well this is the initial velocity, u, is it not? This is also u, this is also u. This height in y-axis is u. Do you understand? And from 0 second to t second, this is the t second here, t seconds. Let me say there is no change in velocity, means it is taking place, is it not? The body does not move, because when it reaches t, when it reaches B means there is a change in velocity, is it not? So it has changed the velocity, and that is v. Okay, now this BD is the change in velocity, is it not? BD is the change in velocity, because this is u, this is v. So what about this? This is nothing but v minus u. Okay, and here this is also v minus u, right? That is this height is v minus u, and according to this equation v minus u is equal to at. Therefore the BD, the distance BD is equal to at. Do you understand this? The BD is also equal to v minus u, right? So just by measuring this you can find out the difference between what? V and u. And what about DC? D is here and C is here. DC represents initial velocity. Do you understand? DC represents initial velocity. BD represents the change in velocity, v minus u. Okay? Right? Now you know OD. Otherwise you take first OC. OC is the time taken, is it not? The OC is the time taken. So that is equal to OC. Do you understand? What is the time taken? Okay. What is AO here? That is the initial velocity. AO is the initial velocity. You know this DC is equal to AO, and that is why you can put either DC or AO for U. Correct? Now, what is our objective? To find out the this is AT, the change in velocity. So the change in velocity is nothing but acceleration into time. That is this height. And when you divide by this one, OC, what is OC? T. So BD by OC is nothing but acceleration. Okay. What is this? V minus U. Here it is V minus U. This V minus U is represented as BD. Are you able to follow? Right? BD. And what is if which is nothing but this one, BD. So we can equate this. A is equal to BD. BD is the distance between B and D, which is nothing but V minus U. Correct? So you can easily measure from the graph. And what is the time taken? The time taken is OC. Okay? OC. So from the graph, you can find out what? The acceleration. Are you able to follow? Take down. Equation for position time relation. Let us consider the same graph here. What is the OA? OA. What is OA? That is the initial velocity. OA is equal to initial velocity. And OA is equal to DC. So that is also initial velocity. Now O, A, B, C. Let us consider this area. Take down O, A, B, and then come down to C. Okay, so it gives you a rectangle and triangle. Okay, so what do you mean by this area? This is nothing but the distance traveled. Okay, the distance traveled. Take down. So OABC, S is given as the displacement or distance here. So displacement or distance traveled by the object is equal to area of OABC. OABC area. OABC. It means you have got, see, that is, it was that it is a combination of a triangle and a rectangle. So you have OCDA, is it not? Or OADC. So that is a rectangle. So this is nothing but area of rectangle OA, that is OADC. Okay, OADC plus you have got a triangle. So what is this triangle? That is ABD or ADB. Okay, so you have got a triangle ABD. So area of ABD, triangle ABD. Okay, so by adding these two you can get the same result, is it not? So what is the area in this case? OADC means, that is, you can take the length into breadth, is it not? So you can call it OC into and then OA, length into breadth. So OC into OA plus, and what about the area of triangle? Half into base. Which is the base here? AD is the base into BD is the height, is it not? So AD into BD. Now we already discussed the OC is nothing but, what is this OC? T. So we can take this as T. And what about OA? OA is nothing but U. So you have U plus half into, what is AD? AD is nothing but T, is it not? So T. Okay, and what about BD? BD is nothing but AT. Okay, AT. Now we are able to arrive at an equation. S is equal to UT plus half AT squared. Got it? S is equal to UT plus half AT squared. So we have derived this equation based on the graph. Okay. So here, what is S? Distance or displacement. U, initial velocity. And what is the unit meter? For initial velocity, ms power minus 1. And A, acceleration. What is this unit? ms power minus 2 meters per second squared. And what is t? Time, that is given in second. Okay. Now let us proceed with the equation for position and velocity. Equation for position velocity relation. We know what is the S, which is nothing but the area of a trapezium, is it not? That we already discussed. S is given by OABC. So what is the OABC? Which is nothing but a trapezium. That consists of triangle and a rectangle. Okay. So S is the distance travel, that is area of trapezium. And what is the trapezium? That is indicated by OABC, right? And again, now what is this OA plus BC? Now listen, OABC. OABC. So we can have this OA plus, where is BC? This one, OA plus BC, okay, into OC, right? So this is, take down, area of a trapezium, which is nothing but OA plus BC into OC. So OA plus BC all divided by 2. This is the formula for the trapezium area. So we can adopt this one. Now what is OA? OA is already given as U, is it not? Please refer the diagram. What about BC? That is nothing but V. Am I right? And what is OC? That is time. So we can have now U plus V into, what is OC? T divided by 2. That is equal to S. Okay. Now we know already T is equal to V minus U divided by A. Okay, because V is equal to U plus AT. From this we can rearrange T is equal to V minus U by T, A. So T is equal to V minus U divided by A, right? So we can substitute this T. Therefore U plus V divided by 2 into V minus U divided by A. I replace it as T by V minus U divided by A. We know the formula, A plus B into A minus B is equal to A squared minus B squared. Therefore V squared minus U squared divided by 2A, that is S. So 2AS is equal to V squared minus U squared. Therefore V squared is equal to U squared plus 2AS. So this is the equation of position velocity relation. How the position is represented here? By S. How the velocity? That is by V or U. So we can relate this. Okay. ஹலோ, நான் அனுப்புகிறேன்டா உனக்கு. போட்டியா? So change it, இந்த கிராஃப் இப்போ ஏற்கனவே போட்டிருக்கேன், புரியுதா? ரைட். ஸோ ஆக்சலரேஷன் is the change in velocity divided by time, and here we have a. Okay, so this BD is V minus U divided by T. Therefore you can bring this T here, so AT is equal to V minus U, and therefore V is equal to U plus AT. So what are the three equations we have discussed? The first equation is V is equal to U plus AT. The second equation is S is equal to UT plus half AT squared. The third equation is V squared is equal to U squared plus 2AS. So you should never forget these three equations of motion, and you should be able to derive the equation based on the graphical method. Clear?